Good morning. It is 7 a.m. Wow, already? Friday, January 6th, 2017. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, I feel like a broken record continuing to just talk about Critical Role, but it's just kind of my obsession at the moment. And so last evening I pretty much did nothing but drink some, uh, you know, just a glass or two of red wine and watch Critical Role. But what I will say, well, I'm treating this like I'm making excuses to you, which in some ways it's maybe because I had told myself earlier in the day that I should try to do some writing and then I didn't. But um, I guess what I want to emphasize is that part of the reason for doing that was just that I had come up to episode 68, which I had heard months ago when I first became aware of Critical Role. I had heard only very minor spoilers about that episode as being a particularly significant one with big events in it, and sure enough, there were. Um, it was very good and interesting, and something that I was glad I did. So, but whereas most episodes have been something that I will kind of put on, and I'm listening to it, but I'm not necessarily giving it 100% of my attention. But that one is one that I felt like I wanted to just, actually watch. And so, maybe part of the reason that I was uh, almost a little defensive about it earlier is just that, I don't know, I've felt a little guilty about changing my own plan, but, sometimes you can't be too hard on yourself about those things. And yet, I need to, I need to not let myself get out of the swing of writing every day. Or better, more accurate would probably be to say I need to get myself back into the swing of writing every day. I on Facebook yesterday it gave me a memory of how this time last year I had just started my Phyllis Esposito serial, where I wrote on that every day for months. And I am very proud of that, but it's also true that that particular project kind of just played to my own strengths in the sense that um, just making yourself do something every single day, no exceptions, and combining that with writing the rough draft being sort of the most fun part of something. That's yeah, so like that's part of why I feel like that project was suited to my creative impulses and less about, discipline. But I don't know. Okay, I feel like I'm weirdly defensive about that still. In some ways, when I have like a new obsession, kind of like I'm a new media obsession, kind of like I am with Critical Role right now, and just feel the need to. So like I'm not too far away. I think that the most recent episode of that is 75, and so once I get up to that, I will have caught up. I won't have just hours and hours and hours still to go. But I need to get back to where the writing and stuff is a priority because I have a lot of stuff that I want to get done because I have this editing pass of a novel that I'm doing right now, and then I want to do an editing pass of Phyllis Esposito to maybe do an ebook of that. I'm still working on these other pitches. I got some feedback there. I think I talked about that yesterday. So I just kind of I want those things to be moving forward. Like even if I don't necessarily have definitive, obvious chunks of work to point at, I want to at least be able to think to myself that I'm moving things forward. I'm keeping the wheels turning, so to speak. So I need to do that. So as far as today, uh, got a little bit of snow on the ground outside, and it actually was kind of weird snow in the sense that very, very small flakes, and the ground has been cold for a couple of days, so it wasn't melting on contact with the pavement, and so it produced this really weird, very fine, thin layer when I took Luna out this morning that really made it look almost just like like the pavement, the sidewalk had just been spray painted white, and it barely made footprints when you step on it. It was kind of weird. But anyway, snow in January in Boston? I'm in a weird mood this morning, you guys. But I will talk to you guys tomorrow for 5 more minutes.